us and keep thinking. Yeah, that's what we challenged you to do right from the start of our first video in this Wake Up series. And by the way, it's just a sort of gentle challenge. The content here is not for everyone, only those watching who have wondered about why they are here, where they are headed, and the most unnerving one yet to be explored in our final video. Where are you out in eternity? We'll assume you watched our first video, and hopefully video 2, and you're staying aboard to learn what might come next. You'll recall from our brief exploration of life's origins in video 2, and the amazing encoded information, vast amounts of it, in every single strand of DNA. Can we really believe that any complex computer program generated itself by mere chance? So how could it be true that all life on Earth, in effect, spontaneously generated, meaning evolved, from non-living organic molecules via millions of random favorable mutations in gobs of time? Does it really seem logical to you that by this method you would somehow end up with all the spectacular variety of life on planet Earth? Come on, really? You know, consider the facts. Stunning scientific discoveries over the last 100 years or so abound in this field of study. Everyone is familiar with the incredible photos which have been captured by the Hubble Space Telescope of a galaxy-studded universe far more vast than anyone has ever previously imagined. One prominent astrophysicist, Dr. Hugh Ross, has authored a number of books describing the fingerprints of a superintelligent designer in the structure of the visible universe. Ross makes very rational and scientifically proven cases for intelligent design of the universe. Additionally, he details the utter uniqueness of the life-enabling position of planet Earth in the Milky Way galaxy. And I'll tell you, there are scientists out there who specialize in the mathematical probabilities, and they are now reluctantly admitting the odds of the unimaginably complex data encoded into DNA, either here or on another world. It's so outrageously small that it's impossible to believe that it could have possibly ever happened. Wrestling with these facts, Fred Hoyle, an English astronomer, famous cosmologist, and very vocal atheistic God denier, tried mightily to buck the evidence for intelligent design of the cosmos.
We'll now be shifting into a more uniquely personal and universal reality facing every living human being. And that would be, of course, that often dreaded moment of life's end. This next section, therefore, might be a little disturbing, perhaps stirring a few unwanted emotions in some, but I urge you to stay with it. Daily life for many of us is difficult enough to navigate. Thoughts of death are even more unsettling. Human nature is bent toward fearing, and therefore running from thoughts about those last moments of life. Death, or the fear of it, has been described as the great equalizer. What you're about to read could be a vital wake-up call. There are many accounts of deathbed statements made by those who lived lives given over to worldly pursuits and pleasures. Some are truly chilling. Expressions of terror, hopelessness, overarching fear and regret are not uncommon as these people faced imminent death. In stark contrast, we'll then look at a few of the numerous recorded deathbed words of people who lived committed lives of faith. There is a stunning difference. First, though, the two unsettling examples. The famous French skeptic Voltaire was relentless in his attacks on Christianity and religion in general. He proudly wore the mantle of the anti-Christian atheist. His deathbed statement is very troubling. His last words are recorded as follows. Thomas Hobbes, the political philosopher and also self-described atheist, is recorded as having said this on his deathbed.
Sadly, there are other accounts of final words uttered by atheists or those who claimed to have no interest in the issue of after-death accountability, or whether or not there might possibly exist a supreme creator to encounter upon dying. You can find these on the internet should you choose, but that's certainly enough for here. By contrast, you'll now read a few of the many peaceful deathbed statements of Christians whose words were heard by those at their sides. First is 17th century Puritan Richard Baxter. John Knox uttered these last piercing words and then died. Well, we'll close these end-of-life statements with the contented words of a man who was obviously in peaceful harmony with his swiftly approaching death. August Strindberg, a Swedish dramatist who died May 14, 1912, left a legacy of forgiveness and redemption. He died with the Bible clasped tightly to his chest, saying simply, "It is atoned for." If you're thinking a bit about this last segment, and especially if you're under 40 and in great health, death must seem most remote. It may well be harder for you to seriously reflect on what has been presented here. After all, doesn't death happen to others, mostly the elderly? Of course, we know that's not a reality. Just read the news. Though we'd rather not think about it much, unless it happens suddenly to a family member or friend, thousands die worldwide every day, never making it out of their 30s. That aside, serious reflection on why I'm here on earth and where I'll be 100 years from now are wise questions to ponder. We want to delve into what many believe is the most profound area of personal belief any human being can consider. This, of course, opens up the vital issue of faith, and in particular, the nature and uniqueness of someone who by many accounts has had more impact on humanity over the last 2 millennia than any other figure in history. These are deep waters. We'll hope to have you with us as we navigate through them. Join us again for part 4. Good to have you with us.